Alright, in this video we're going to look at Selenium and also AutoPy GUI, and we're going to do a little bit of web, like making a bot basically. So this is the making a bot lesson. To get set up, we have I've made a new file. We're going to do New York Times Spelling Bee, and so we're going to play that game. I've got spellingbee.py, empty file for now. In my folder, so this is the folder I'm using. I have the Python file, but I also need something called the Chromium driver. So I'm going to go to my Chrome, and I need to make sure I have the correct version. So I'm going to go into the menu of Chrome, and we'll go to About, Settings, I guess, and let's see, About Chrome down at the bottom. And this is my version 128.0.66, etc. Okay, so what I need is, I need this, but how do I get there? I'm gonna go search Chrome driver. Okay, that brings up this. So here's Chrome driver, and I want, if you're using Chrome version 115 or newer, go to this link. Okay, we'll go to that link. Okay, now that we're at this link, what do we need? We want, so I think this stuff is just Chrome. We want the Chrome driver. So we go down here, and here is the Chrome driver section. You see Chrome driver here. And we want Windows Win64. So this is the link that we want right here. We'll copy that, paste it in the menu bar, and it's now downloaded. And if we go to our download folder, we see Chrome driver. Okay, and let's just open that folder. Okay, here's downloads. Okay, I've got Chrome driver. You can see I've downloaded a few versions of it. We're just going to unzip it. So right click, extract all. Okay, extract. Okay, so here it is. There it is right here, chromedriver.exe. We're going to copy that into the file where we have our Python. So that's my spelling bee. So I have it in here, I believe. Okay, and we'll paste that in. So we have chromedriver.exe, and we got spellingbee.py. Great. Okay, so now we go back to our VS Code. And you can see here in the folder, we have Chrome driver and we have spelling bee. Okay, now we got to install a couple of things here. So we bring up the terminal. All right, here's terminal here. Okay, and we're just going to pip install Selenium. Okay, so I've already got installed, so that was very quick. We're also going to, yours will be maybe slower if you haven't gotten installed yet. We're also going to go pyauto GUI, pip install pyauto GUI. All right, so there we go. Those things are installed. And so we can start to use them. So some of this stuff is just going to be a quick copy and paste. So we'll go from Selenium import webdriver, and then we're going to go from selenium.webdriver.chrome.service import service, from selenium.webdriver.common.by import by, and from selenium.webdriver.chrome.options import options. Okay, so we should be ready to go here. So this is all the things we're importing from Selenium. So now we can use them. Options equals options, and then we're going to go options.add experimental option detach true service equals service, and executable path equals Chrome driver.exe. Okay. Driver equals webdriver.chrome service equals service and options equals options. Okay, so we have this mostly set up. A lot of this service and option stuff is to make sure that the web browser doesn't close automatically, which is really annoying if we're trying to look at it. So otherwise you would only need these lines, and in fact you can see executable path. You can put your Chrome driver anywhere in your file directory system. You would just have to make this path different. Okay. Okay, so now we can pull up a website, driver.get, and we said that we're going to do the New York Times puzzle, so we'll go to that website. But this could be, of course, any website that you want. Let's run it. And there you are. You can see right here it says Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. That means that my VS Code is actually running this window. Okay, and you can see there's the URL that we had. You could have any URL that you want. You can go to whichever website you want. Okay, great. Now that we have that, what can we do? Well, let's make the window big. So we'll do maximize window. Okay. Okay, so nice and big. So how can we interact with things? Well, I want to do the spelling bee. So basically I want to click right here, but I want the computer to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click and we're going to go to inspect. Inspect. Okay, and that's going to bring up this window on the side here. We'll make it bigger so it's easier to see. And I want to find where this like button thing is. Okay, so this is all HTML here, and so this is what is kind of displaying the stuff, right? So each line is doing something different. I want the line that has this spelling bee thing in it, and so handily it actually highlights it on the left, so you can see that when I click over this thing, this part of it lights up. See, that means that this is responsible for this part, but I want the spelling bee part, so I'm just gonna use my mouse and go down the row here until I find that the spelling bee thing lights up. Okay, so this section lights up this entire thing, so I know somewhere in here is that B thing. So I'm going to open up some of these arrows and figure out where it is exactly. Okay, so it's in this hub welcome thing. So open up that one. So it looks like it's in this div class hub welcome sections. Open up that one. Okay, so now it's getting more specific. And in fact, right here, div class hub welcome section alternate. Okay. Now I want to click on this link. The link is right here, puzzle spelling bee. Okay, so how I can take a look is I can see that, oh, has class equals hub promo card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in I'm going to type in this input element. This is just a variable name, could be anything, equals driver.find element by class name. Okay, and then what was it called? The class name. So right here, class name was hub promo card. So we'll go hub promo card. Okay, so now hopefully we have found that element, and then once we found it, we want to interact with it, so we can actually click it. So we'll take our variable called input element, and we're gonna .click like that. So let's try it. And you can see that now we've changed to this spelling bee page, right? That's not where we were before, and that's because it did in fact click on it. Sometimes you can have the problem where it's like not clicking properly, and if that's the case, you can just put a sleep in here, time.sleep, and wait like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, because if the page is loading very slowly for some reason, you might have to wait a few seconds because it's trying to click before before the page loads, basically. In this case, it seems to be working fine, so we'll skip that. Okay, so back to this stuff. Yeah, so I mean, it can be kind of tricky to find things, and sometimes I can't find it. In this case, I tried. So class is always a good one to try. So you find it by class name, but it doesn't always work. So gotta be careful. So class name sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Okay, so what do we want to do? Oh yeah, so we're on the next page now. We're on to the spelling bee page, but I'm still not at the game yet. I have to click on play, basically. So again, we're going to do the same process. We're going to go inspect, and we're going to find out where that play button is. So again, I'm mousing down here until I can find the place where I can click that play button. Looks like it might be in here somewhere. Okay, so there's all the individual elements. Okay, this one can open up, so let's take that. That can open up. And here I have the 2 buttons. Okay. So we'll try it. We'll say, okay, class is, let me just make it bigger. This one right here, class PZ moment button primary default. Yeah, so we can try that. So we add another input element, driver.find element by class, and what was it called now? Whoops, this is the wrong one. Okay, here it is, PZ moment __ button. Can I copy this? Yeah, it doesn't let you copy, annoyingly. Oh, can you actually copy element? What will happen? I don't want all that stuff. I just want the class. So let's just take that as the name of the class and delete this. And okay, let's see. Let's try clicking it. So input element.click. So it appears that it cannot find it. Okay. So that's annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find it by XPath. So let me try to find it again. Okay, so we're going to this time copy the XPath, which is the path, like the I guess the path of the tags is the best way to describe it. So this is another way to search for things. Copy XPath, and we'll go back here, and this time we want to search by XPath, and we want to get rid of this, and we want to paste the thing that I copied. Okay. I don't know. Well, let's try it. I don't know if this will work or not. Nothing appears to be happening. We'll try it again. What's happening? Let's just close these old ones. Oh, it doesn't like this. I got an error. Okay. Let's just run that again. Okay, it doesn't like this thing. I don't think we need that thing, so let us delete it. Oh, it's because it has a quotation mark in it. So that's going to mess us up for sure. Okay, I'm not even sure if this is going to work. Let's try it like that. Yeah, and sure enough, it's not clicking on there. So let's try. Oops, I shouldn't have closed it. Let's open that again. Okay, and we go inspect, and let's get the full XPath this time. Full XPath. Okay, copy, and we're gonna go copy full XPath. And we'll go back here, and we'll copy that instead of this. Okay, let's try that. Still not working. Let's put a time.sleep and see if that is the problem, that is not loading quite at the right time. 4 seconds. And we just have to import time. Ah, that was the problem. So it did work now. It has clicked us into the game. Okay, so now we want to be able to click these things just like that. Okay. So what we can do is inspect again, and we'll go down to that stuff, and we have to find where it is. Okay, looks like this is potentially the right area. Okay, so we have some of these things. So do we want to click on SVG, polygon? I don't know. Well, let's go with this one. Try it out. And I'm gonna try clicking on it. And well, let's just put a sleep just for good luck. For good luck. So nothing happened, so it didn't work. Okay. And so I'll reveal to you that I have tried this for a bit, and I have not been able to figure out how to click it from using XPath or using Selenium. So we actually have another option, which is using something called PyAutoGUI. So we're going to go back here and we're going to import PyAutoGUI. Okay. So what PyAutoGUI is it actually takes control of your mouse and it mouses things. So this is not an ideal solution because it's based on like your screen coordinates and stuff. And so if you have a different screen, it's gonna work differently. So this is going to work on my specific screen. This may not work for your screen actually. Depends on like, I don't know, your screen resolution and who knows what else. So, but I'll show you how it kind of works for me. Okay, so I want it to click. Okay, so this stuff didn't work. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, so I want, first of all, when I load the page, it starts here. Okay, this is a problem because I can't click the screen. I can click one thing on the screen, but I can't click the whole thing. So I need to first scroll down. So my mouse is being controlled by PyAutoGUI, so I need to get PyAutoGUI to scroll down. So we're going to go PyAutoGUI.scroll, and we'll go minus 300 is one that what I have found works so far. So let's go. Okay, go into the game, and it didn't scroll down. What happened? Let's try it again. Let me just clean up first. And okay, so time.sleep, PyAutoGUI.scroll, minus 300 should be correct. Any errors here? No errors. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. Something has gone wrong here. Let me try increasing this value to say 3000 or something. See if the number was just not big enough. Okay, still not doing it. So, all right, let me do a little bit of troubleshooting and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so I spent a few days looking at this problem, and what I found was, in fact, there's nothing wrong with the code. This is exactly the same code as we just had, and if we run it now, we're looking for the scroll down here. All right, we're onto the page, and there we go, we scrolled down. So code didn't change, but for whatever reason, it wasn't working the other day. I will say that PyAutoGUI, make sure that your mouse is in, like if you have a two screens display, make sure that your mouse is like on the correct screen, because it won't automatically go to the correct screen. But other than that, I'm at a bit of a loss to explain why it wasn't working the other day. Again, code is exactly the same. So sometimes when you're working with other websites, who knows what they're doing on their end. Anyways, that code as it stands works just fine. Okay, so PyAutoGUI, we now know we now have Python basically controlling our ability to click and move our mouse and stuff. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this screen. So basically, we want to be able to, click on these letters, right? So let's go to inspect, and let's find those things. And so we recall that it highlights the parts that that we're looking for. So we have to just do these little arrows until we find the correct thing. So the letters itself are actually down here, and you can see we're highlighting each letter one by one. And so yeah, it's a bit small for you maybe, but we can see that each of these letters has this like SVG class thing, hive cell center, and then inside of that we have a polygon class, and then we have a text class, okay? And inside the text class we have the letter. So this one is an N, and then the next one we look at is a O, okay? So we can try to get the letters that way, but I will tell you that I tried that and it didn't really work out, because we also have to know where to click, right? So where do we click is going to be determined by like the XY coordinates. That's how PyAutoGUI works. You give it some coordinates, it brings your mouse cursor to those coordinates, and then it simulates a click. So if we say, okay, I want PyAutoGUI to go here and click here, and we know that's the I. Well, we don't know that's the I, right? So we have to go over here and find, okay, what's the letter? But I have found that they actually put these letters in different orders sometimes. So so the first one here is not always the top here. So there's a problem between like the order of it in our HTML code and the order at which we're going to tell it where to click. So I figured out the solution for that was actually just for me to tell PyAutoGUI where to click once in each box, and I'm keeping track of which boxes I'm clicking in which order, and then take a look up here at this thing, and I'll be able to read the letters in the order which they were clicked from here. So that's what we're going to do. So first we need to tell PyAutoGUI where to click. So there's a few ways that you can actually do this. You can download some kind of program that will give you, that will display XY coordinates for you, or you can just tell PyAutoGUI what to do. So that's what I kind of did. And so if we go back to our Python here, basically I said, okay, I'm going to go to this position, and I want you to print out what my coordinates of my mouse were at this position at this time, right? And then I move my mouse to the next position, okay, and it would print the position at that time. I put 5-second delay in between each of them. And so if I now run that, okay, so I go to the first one and then wait 5 seconds, go to the next one and wait 5 seconds, go to the next one, wait 5 seconds, and so on. And eventually you should have printed all of those things. Now, this is a bit of a clumsy way to do it because I'm not sure when 5 seconds has passed, and so I'm not sure exactly if I'm, in the right spot. So that's probably something that you can figure out either by doing it one at a time, or you can do it like have some signal in between each one or something like that. Or like I said, you can download some kind of third party thing that just tells you the coordinates on your screen as you click. Okay, and so if I go back to Python, you can see that I have these coordinates here, and so they're all kind of different. So however you do it is up to you. I can show you the coordinates that I got. So I have put so what I'll do is I'll put the coordinates in a list here, and I'll just add that maybe up here. Okay, so these are the coordinates that I have. Now, if you have the exact same monitor resolution that I have, then it might work for you to have those same coordinates. Also, if you scrolled exactly the same amount, right? Because the amount that you scroll is also going to determine where you end up. So this is why PyAutoGUI is not the best option if you have a choice, because if we were just getting it from like the Selenium stuff, it wouldn't really matter because it's not dependent on where your mouse is. But in this case, like we couldn't find it that way, so that's why I'm showing you the PyAutoGUI. And again, like every time that you are using this on a different computer, you're gonna have to like find these coordinates again. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to assume that you have found those coordinates. So what I'm going to do, now that I've found those coordinates, I'm going to click in each of those spots. And so let's see here. So I'm going to get rid of this, don't need it anymore. And okay, so I'm going to go for I in letter chords. That's the name of my list of coordinates. I'm going to go PyAutoGUI.click in I. Okay, and so let's run that. And you can see it did not scroll down, so that didn't work. So yeah, again, it's a little bit finicky. So we're going to try that again and hope it works this time. Okay, so this time it did scroll down, and then it clicked, and the order in which I had my letter chords list is how they clicked. Okay, so my list, and then now I have these letters. So now I can find these letters, and the way that I find these letters is we're going to inspect this thing. And we're going to find the little section that we need, which is right here. Okay, so you can see right here, each specific letter is there. Okay, now this is a bit weird because we have class data hyphen test ID, and so I'm not sure. Data hyphen test ID equals SB input. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. So, but we can try it. And so we're going to say, we'll say input element equals driver.find. Oh, maybe we'll put, maybe we'll call it something else. Maybe we'll call it letters or something. Find element by dot class name. And what was it called now? It was called, well, I don't know, what should I put? SB-input? Sure, we'll try SB-input. Okay, and so once we have that, we want to get like the letter in there. So that's just the text of this tag. So we can say for I in letters, print I dot, i.text. Okay, and so that should print whatever text is in between the what do you call it? In between the tags. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, so it should have printed those things by now. So let's close that. And we can see down at the bottom in my terminal, it has printed nothing. So it basically didn't work. In fact, it even says unable to locate element. Okay, so finding by class name SB input did not work. So I will tell you, I tried a bunch of these other things. I tried data test ID. I tried, SB input bright. So none of them worked. And so I want to show you another way that we can actually find this, which is not by looking in the tags, but by using something called the XPath. Oh, actually, I already mentioned the XPath. So yeah, very easy. All we do is right click, copy full XPath, and we'll go back here, and we're by XPath, and then here we're gonna copy the XPath. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So okay, let's for I in letters. Okay, so this is just one of them. So let's just make letters, and let's just print letter dot text. Okay. Okay, so it should have worked. So the first one was the N, so we should have the N printed out here, and in fact we do see in our terminal the N is there, so that did work. So what I want to do is we're actually going to copy this a bunch of times, something like this, 2, 3, 4, okay, because like the number at the back of the bracket in the square brackets here is span 1, span 2, span 3, span 4. Well, we can see if I go to one where I had the inspect open. See, this is the first span, second span, third span, fourth span. So that's what those numbers in the square brackets is referring to. So I should be able to like see all of these things. Let's say letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4. Print letter 1.text. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and so that should like print out the first 4. Okay, let's see if it did it. And there we go, NTIR. And if we go back there, it is NTIR. So that is working. Okay, so let's just go and do some Python string manipulation so that we can actually do this in a loop of some kind. So I'm going to say for I in range. We know that there's 7 letters altogether. So range 7. We'll call it XPath string equals, and we'll copy that thing except for the number. Okay, whoops, forgot the, okay, so that is part of my string. Another part of my string is going to be basically counter plus 1, and then we're just going to end with the ending square bracket, and so that should give me my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we can get rid of, oh no, we're going to change this so that, well, let's make ourselves a little array of elements. And we're going to say elements.append. Okay. Driver.find element by XPath. And in here, we're going to put the string that we just created, which is called XPath string. And that should just about do it. So yeah, so let's, and then let's just go for I in range length elements, print elements dot text, and so that should print out all of our letters. Okay, NTRCIOF, and we'll go back there and see NTRCIOF. So it did in fact work. Okay, so now I know where I'm clicking, and I know which letters were clicked. Okay, great. So I'm going to do a little bit of I need to make something that associates the coordinates with the letter. So we could do this in a list or a class or something. I'll use a class. So we'll make a new class up here. And we'll just say class letter and def init. Okay, self letter name chords. Okay, self.lettername equals letter name, and self.chords equals chords. Right. So now we can put those in. I think I need another list to hold like each element, I guess. So let's make a list. Where should we do it? I guess we can do it here. Sure, we'll do it here. We'll call it pieces. Okay. What happened here? It got all messed up. That's okay. For I in range length elements we'll say pieces.append, and then we'll make a letter object elements I dot text. So that's my letter name, and then the chords is going to be letter underscore chords from my previous list up above. Okay, so that's from here, right there, letter chords. And now I've associated my text with the letter chords, and now I have 7 pieces, so I call them pieces, which is basically the string. Okay. So now that I know what I'm clicking, I can now form these combinations of letters, right? Let's make that a function. And let's put it up here. Okay, def. We'll call this function, say, 4-letter. And we'll drop pieces into here. And so in this function, we're going to say for I in range 7. So basically, I'm doing permutations. I want all the different combinations of the 4 letters. So each of the 4. So okay, first of all, I'm making 4-letter words right now. I'm not considering shorter words because those aren't allowed in the game. I'm not considering longer words, even though I will later. I'm just dealing with specifically 4-letter words right now. So first letter of the 4-letter word could be any of 7 different letters. That's why we have a for loop of range 7. And then the second letter in the 4-letter word could be one of 7 letters. So we say J in range 7. And so you can see where this is going. For L in range 7. Okay, so this is going to give us all the different combinations of 4-letter words that are possible. And so let's put it together into, a string here. Pieces I dot letter name. Oops. And then the next letter is pieces J dot letter name. The next letter is going to be pieces K and then the last one is pieces L. All right, and let's just see if that worked. Let's just print word. And we'll see how that works. I need to call this function. We'll call it down here, 4-letter, and we pass in pieces. Okay, and let's see if it prints out all of our combinations of letters into words, 4-letter words. All right, so it's printing them in the terminal. So let's close that, and we can see, in fact, in the terminal, there they all are. Okay. So there we go. Combinations of all the different letters. Okay, so this is fine, but this is pretty dumb because obviously we know that there's no such word as TFFF or TFFI or TFFR. These words don't exist. So this is what we call a naive implementation, a brute force implementation. We want something a little smarter. So what I did was I found a dictionary of English words, and I'll show you where that is. So we are in my, oh, actually I can do it from I want to just show my files. Oh, I don't have that actually. Okay, fine. So what I did was we went to Google, and I just want to look up English dictionary file, something like that. And we have these different ones. Okay, is this the one I used? Yes. So list of English words, a text file containing over 466k English words. Okay, so yeah, so I believe I used this one, wordsdictionary.json. Okay, so I just download that and put that into the folder. Okay, into my Python. Where did I put this stuff? Okay, right there. Okay, so should be there now. So we go here and okay, so is this the actual file? This is not the correct one. Anyways, I'll provide this file. You can play around with different dictionary files and see if you can find one that works for you, but or just use this one that I used. Anyways, so let's open that up in Python, and oh wait, here it is. Oh, okay, yeah, that's because I copied the new version. Okay, so so hopefully by now you know how to do file stuff, but we'll open our file, I guess here at the top, file, equals open words dictionary.json. That should have quotation marks around it. And we just want to read it. And we just want to load in this into the dictionary. Well, I guess I have to import JSON. So I'll go import JSON. Okay. Okay, so now we have this JSON dictionary, which has all of these words. And so if you look at it, basically each word is a key. And so we want to see if for each of these words, is there a key in the dictionary? Like basically, does it exist in the dictionary? Okay, so we'll go into our function here, and we want to say first of all, these are uppercase, and in our dictionary we have lowercase, so we need to make it lowercase. So we'll just say word equals word.lower, and then we're going to say if word.lower in JSON dictionary. And the thing about spelling bee is that you must include the yellow one. So I made that as like the first one in my list. So we're going to say and pieces 0, first one in the list, dot letter name is in the word. Okay. So if that is the case, then okay, let's just print the word for now. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, and where are we going here? Okay, so you can see that now it's only printing out words that are real. Well, I mean, their definition of real words seems to be a little different from mine. There still are some weird looking words here, but definitely, hey, what's all this? Definitely not as many as before. So let's try, okay, let's go with that. So if you want words that are a little more, like, I don't know, is this a different language or something maybe? If you want words that are more standard, you can find other dictionaries and that will probably get you that. But this is what we have for now. So let's just go with it. So instead of printing it here, I want to click on the thing. So I'm just going to go pyautogui.click. I'm making this word by adding together pieces.i with pieces.j with pieces.k and so on. So now I just want to click in pieces.i, pieces.j, pieces.k and so on. Okay, so pieces I dot chords, and that's it. And then we just copy that, I and j, oops, j, K, and L. And that's it. Let's run it. Okay, slight problem. I didn't tell it to hit enter. And so it's just like continuously putting these words in. All right, so let's just wait for it to finish and then we'll fix that. Okay, it's done. Okay, so I happen to have figured out that the enter button is a certain coordinate, so I'm just going to put those coordinates in. And so after we type in after we click in the four letters for the word, we're just going to go .click, and technically, if you're coding this in a more proper manner, you would put a constant called enter, which would be here, but we can just hard code it for now. Okay, and here we go. And it doesn't like some of my words because, as I said, some of my words are a little weird because this dictionary has 477k words in it, and the English language really has much less than that. So their definition of words that from this dictionary is pretty loose. But you can see how this is gonna kind of work, right? Yeah, if you wanted to work a little more accurately, you can find a dictionary that more closely matches the New York Times dictionary, whatever they're using. But for now, yeah, this is pretty much it. So this is, of course, only 4-letter words, but I think you can probably see how you can get the 5 and 6 and 7-letter words and so on. So yeah, I mean, you just do more for loops basically. The way that I set it up, you would have to make like a separate function for each, but there's definitely ways that you could do it where you could do it all in one. So, I leave that as an exercise to you, but hopefully this gives you an idea what we are capable of doing, when we in terms of interacting with websites, kind of bot things, getting information from websites, clicking on things, okay? So that's it for this lesson, and hopefully this should open up like a whole interesting new world for you to play in. All right, that's it for this lesson. See you later.